The views and opinions expressed on Live at the Barbershop are entirely those of the host, guest, and caller and do not reflect the opinions of Live at the Barbershop or its staff. Viewers' discretion is advised. The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only and contains adult contents, graphic language, strong sexual contents, and a whole lot of shit talking. So in other words, get your kids out the room.
Here we go. Live at the Barbershop with your hosts, Nisha J, Aaliyah, Black Republican, and those two crazy Caribbean guys from the Q&N show, Norris and Q. And now, the man of the hour, Mr. HNIC, Mr. Sleep When You're Dead, Hustle Now, the magnificent.
Yo, son. What's up with all that?
I was just trying to amp it up, like...
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, all right, I'm with that.
John, live at the Barbershop Podcast.
What up? The shop is officially open. We're back at it again this week. Very interesting topic. But before that, we're going to introduce our panel. To my left, Norris.
It's about time you get it right. That's the time man. Ain't nobody's man.
Okay. Exactly. Then Sassy's in the house. Sassy, how you doing today?
Let him know, Norris. What's up, fam?
Nisha J. What's up?
Hi, everyone.
Okay. And our friend and family, Aliyah.
Hello, everyone.
What's up?
Leah.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, the man of the moment. We're gonna bring him in right now. John, what's up, man? What's up in it's going on in
your Pimp land. What's good? Yes, we're back. Glad to be back on Friday. The last time we had our guest, Dr. Johnson, I got a lot of phone calls. As soon as we logged off, the phones kept ringing. Everyone kept saying, yo, I need more information. I need to know what's going on. The topic was, is marriage a business? And the last thing we ended off on was on bending knees. We decided to do part 2 on bending knees for Dr. Johnson to come in and clarify what he was stating, because we had to cut him off real quick and let him know, no. We're not going to give out the information like that. We're going to drop a part 2. We're going to educate the people more on the whole business of marriage, where all these traditional things came from. And we got a few more questions for Dr. Johnson. So let me not waste no more time. Get straight to it. Introduce the man of the hour. The 18th of December. Mark it on your calendar. It is here. Friday. It's live. It's fresh in the flesh. Yes, and the shop is open. Please welcome Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson's in the building.
What's up, loved ones? What's up, loved ones?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Johnson's in the building. What's good?
Man, it is a beautiful day to be with loved ones again. So, what's cracking?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Where you going, Jay? You in the car? You going somewhere? Where you going? You trying to run?
I actually.
You running from Aaliyah?
He hiding from somebody.
Stop chasing my man's, Aaliyah. Stop chasing him.
You know what I'm saying? I had to get a little break. You know what I mean? I had to get a little break. You know what I mean?
Yo, funny,
but
man.
Yo, the last conversation we had, I got tons of phone calls. Yo, what's up? What he was talking about, that bending knees thing. What was that all about? I said, hold on, we're gonna get it back on. We're gonna get it cracking. So I had to bring you back in. Please explain to the audience what the whole meaning of getting down on one knee is, because a lot of people thinks it's like a chivalry thing, and this is something that came up to just show love for the woman, or we need to have more clarification on where that whole thing came from. And before, when you were ending it, you said it's more on a demonic situation than we really think.
Mm-hmm. All right. So first question is, well, first statement is to the ladies of the panel, those that have been married and not been married, who thinks in their head, in their dreams, and all of their fantasies about marriage, they have an image of a man getting on a knee? How many of y'all can raise your hands and I can see? Like the guy getting on a knee, y'all thinking about your proposal. Who in here has thought about that?
I can say, yeah, I think we all have.
Okay. Do you guys, any of you guys know why y'all think of that, or y'all it just came into your head because you saw it somewhere else?
Saw it somewhere else.
That's just what we always saw.
Right. So let's touch on the demonic part first before I go into the deeper meaning. The demonic part is this. It's not necessarily saying a demon created it. What I'm saying is, if you're going to set a marriage on God principles, then the marriage should be based on the God principles, not the actual physical acts, right? So if the marriage is based on God principles, I can propose to you at a takeout place with a fork in my hand.
Right.
If we're building a marriage on God principles, I can propose to you laying down. If we're talking about God principles, I can put on a tuxedo and sit at an office table and say, I propose to you marriage, and this is what we're going to do, right? But what I think with the whole demonic portion that I spoke of is that there's so many people that are worshiping the perfect proposal, not the perfect marriage principles. So when you start to worship and idolize something, you then set yourself apart from what could possibly be the core of it, if you get what I'm saying. There are so many people that I counseled back in the day in studying marriage that the proposal was all out. We're talking doves flying in the air, boats sailing by, skywriting of "Will you marry me?" If you want to talk about proposals, I've heard some of the biggest ones in 5 to 10 figure range. Not 10 figure, I mean 5 to 6 figure range. What's interesting is we see that now just supposed with what we call gender reveal parties.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see now how so many people are spending thousands of dollars on a gender reveal, right? Well, do you notice that most of the gender reveals are with couples that are not married?
Yep.
So many people are spending more money because what happened? The proposals are out the door now. Why? Because we see the marriage situation right now. Them proposals are not working. They're not working. So the amount of money someone spends on a proposal or the grandiose style that they do a proposal in has fallen short of what they've done in the marriage. So then that leads us to wonder, what is the proposal about? Do you mean to tell me that if I have doves flowing over me as Purple Rain plays in the background and I ascend to my knee and have a Tiffany's box that opens 3 ways and I say, will you marry me? Does that mean the marriage is going to last?
Absolutely not.
Does that mean that I love you any more than the guy at Walmart that just put his ring in layaway so he had to propose to you with a dummy ring? See what I'm getting at? We got chuckles out of that, but the point is we are putting worship into an act, which is what made me study it. So we have to pay attention to whenever I'm uttering any facts about history, we have to understand there's three letters that we have to pay attention to. HIS, his story. So when I'm saying something, it's not me. It's just his story, and we don't know who his is sometimes, okay? So understand when I'm talking about history, it's just with my knowledge of studying, right? So the bending knee, okay? Back in Africa, we had a king's court, right? So you remember Michael Jackson, Remember the Time video. The king is in the middle. The queen is normally to the right-hand side, right? We'll pick up that whole right-hand thing in a little bit when it comes to talking about some God stuff, if you will allow me to elaborate. But to the left was always the king's second hand, right? So if you look at a wedding from the front back, you'll see who at the right, the wife, who's at the left, the best man. You see what I'm getting at? So it's the same structure when you look at a marriage, right? The king's court. So in the king's court, whenever you position yourself before royalty, You took your hat off and you kneeled down, right? Well, that is where the honor portion of proposal came into play. But that didn't come along until medieval times, right? So we're talking about Robin Hood days, right? Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, whatever, married noblemen, all that stuff. That's where you see that coming from, which can be attributed to Roman Catholic Church, et cetera, right? But if we go back to early marriage proposals, it was no such thing as kneeling, really. It was a conversation with the father, exchange of goods. We talked about this last time. And guess what?
Yeah.
You're my woman.
Yeah.
It was a ceremony, or you're my woman. Fast forward to slavery, not the first slavery when we were the slave masters. We're talking about when our European counterparts took over our business plan for slavery and they maximized it. Okay, because I know we talking about love, but I got to always throw that out whenever I say it. We give white people too much credit for slavery. No, we were the architects of slavery. They just took our business plan and did a little bit better with it. Okay, so let's stop giving them people so much credit for slavery. So let's just talk about the slavery portion. When the slaves were getting married, they would jump over a broom because they couldn't really celebrate. They didn't have rings. They didn't have all of that stuff, right? That's where you get the jumping the broom, right? So let's look at that. Let's look at the getting on the knee. Let's look at the lineup of the court when a husband and wife is getting married. All of those are symbolic. None of those are in the actual architect for marriage. I need y'all to hear me one more time. And none of that is in the architectural design for marriage. Those are all symbols, symbolic gestures that were passed down from one to another. None of them mean anything more than the other, right? So I get this all the time, and I don't know if I should be saying this to your viewers, but I've been proposed to twice.
Right.
Whenever I say that to a woman I'm possibly dating or on a date with, and they just ask me, have you been married, etc., I tell them, well, no, I've been proposed. Their faces drop. I've not met one woman that's like, oh, really? Okay, cool. Every woman, their faces drop like, oh my God, like I did the cardinal sin, right?
Not supposed to.
That right there, who came up with that? Nobody said that.
Sane.
So
meaning that a woman shouldn't propose to you, you're saying?
Yeah, like who said she couldn't?
Okay,
Right.
okay.
But it's the gesture of getting on one knee and all of the festivities that go around it that women are like, no. A man don't deserve that. We deserve that. But once again, that's a symbol, right? Now, I'm not saying after this broadcast, people don't need to get on their knee. I'm not saying that, man. If you want to do that gesture, fine. The gesture in itself is just this. I humble myself before you. Okay. That's all it means. I heard a joke one time that this one guy said. He said, when a man kneels before a woman to propose, he's not actually talking to the woman. He's talking to her vaginal area. Yo, when I heard that, I lost it. I lost it because I'm so serious. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. But to be honest with you,
that's a good one.
but to be honest with you, you got to realize something. All of that positioning is valueless when you two don't work it out.
Exactly.
So I think that we have a culture of people that are so caught up into the festivities of marriage, not the marriage.
Yeah.
Itself.
True.
We have so many people caught up in the festivities of having a baby and not raising a baby. Okay. I've seen too many gender reveals where the dude looks hostage. Real talk.
Yeah,
that's
true.
And this spans across all races.
It's not about him.
It's all race.
It's not about him. It's about her.
Yo, so to get you guys factually set, let's bring up Colin Kaepernick, one of the greatest heroes in our modern day, right?
Yeah.
He didn't come up with the idea for kneeling. Nate Boyer did. Nate Boyer is a white, Caucasian Green Beret. He served multiple tours at war, combat. He's killed multiple people. He really fought for this country. When Kaepernick decided to sit down and oppose to the national anthem, which is a slavery anthem, if you will, Nate came to him because Kaepernick said, what can I do? Am I being disrespectful? And Nate was like, yeah, you are. Sitting down is disrespectful. But here's what you can do. You can kneel during the national anthem. And Kaepernick was like, why? He said, well, guess what? When we're in the battlefield and one of our men are killed or hurt or injured, right?
Yeah.
And he's laying on the ground. We don't want to leave him, right? But we also don't want to stand up and be a target for the people that got him.
When they kneel down.
So what do? You kneel at his side until help arrives. Isn't that so much more poetic than the bull crap that we keep hearing?
So I've seen
about disrespect.
Because I've seen it in one, even in the war movies.
Saving Private Ryan. Yes, yeah.
At the side.
Yeah, you kneel down so you're not a target.
Yeah,
you kneel down until help arrives, and then you turn around and fight. So that right there, I brought him up to show that even we skew with a racial undertone. Kaepernick's kneeling. His kneeling was to honor America as a wounded person. And I'm going to kneel by my America side until we get them healed. That is so much more poetic than always disrespecting the flag. So when you look at that, we pass what Kaepernick did. We look at the kneeling of a proposal, so forth and so on. And then we can go to the Bible where it said that all heads and knees shall bow before the Lord. It's all the same. It's all succinct. So kneeling is when you show honor, right? That's all the proposal getting on one knee is. There's no magic formula to it. Secondly, guess what a marriage proposal truly is? It's basically me looking at you and saying, I want to carry on with my life with you. I want you in my corner. That's all that matters. That's an actual proposal.
Yeah.
So many proposals can be so much more effective if the man actually said that versus doing the gesture. So that's where we have to really start being careful as we move and set a new course or a new understanding of what our children and our children's children should do, is we should start getting away from symbolic gestures and get more to the meat of it.
Yeah.
And when I say I was proposed to, no woman got on the knee to me. I'm not saying nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
The two women that proposed to me, one, she went and actually bought a ring and flew my family out here to LA before I even knew it. And so here I am picking my mom up for the airport. Like, how'd you get out here? Like, I didn't even pay for the ticket. What you doing here? Oh, well, such and such invited us for Thanksgiving dinner and blah, blah, blah. I kind of find out she set up where we were going to go to the bowling alley we met at. She bought me Kobe's ring. Come to find out, that's a whole nother story. She actually pawned her old wedding ring and bought me a ring. So that don't even count. But anyway, she had it all set up. And basically she said to me, I've never met a man like you, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. So I'm proposing because you're super busy. I know you care about me. Because you're super busy, I want to let you know that I'm here. And I want to be in your corner the rest of my life, and I want you in my corner. That's all a marriage proposal is. We handle all of the little details later, right? And so many women, I hear this all the time when women are asking me questions like, well, why do so many women give wifely duties to their boyfriend? That's the same as a proposal. A woman is basically showing you, I'm going to take care of you like this, and this, if you choose to be with me forever.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Why do you think so many women have a problem with doing it then?
Misguidance. Remember, I talked to y'all about Ruth the last episode or so?
Yeah.
Let's start right there. Let's start with black women, number one, because we are here real quick. What's funny about church, and I'm not trying to get anybody to convert or preach on here. You know the reason why we are so controlled by church when it comes to the whole idea of it? Because we wrote it. That's why. Our ancestors are speaking through us through that. That's why. No Caucasian man came up with that. If you actually study your Bible in Hebrew, Arabic, and Greek, a white person didn't really show up until after the New Testament. What are you talking about? They wrote the Bible. What are you talking about? You see what I'm getting at? But when you think about that, you have to really think why that resonates with us so much, because it's from our ancestors, right? So when we talk about women in marriage, what is the number one story women go to as an African descent? They go to Ruth. And the story of Ruth has been preached wrong for years. It's been preached that a woman should wait for her Boaz. And so many people tie up Ruth and Proverbs together. And Proverbs, it says, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing, right? We've all heard that, right?
Yeah.
Those two books of the Bible, they're not They're not touching. That they ain't got nothing to do with one or the other. You see what I'm getting at? They actually are different views, but the same idea, the same concept. If you get what I'm saying, right? So many women have been preached Ruth wrong. Ruth says, I'm going to sit here and wait on my Boaz, right? But if you really read the story of Ruth, how many of our black women are just like Ruth? They out here in these streets hustling, getting it in. They got 9 to 5s. They're CEOs. They're CFOs. They're entrepreneurs. So many of our women are actually following Ruth today than we've ever seen before. Why? Look how many black women are in power.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. You know, you got to be a root. A lot of preacher says you got to be to females. You got to be a root.
You sure it's Ruth and not ruthless?
Nah.
The Ruth part. When pastors do say that, sir, they're really what they're doing is talking in code.
Mm-hmm.
And that code that they're talking is what women should be submissive.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. To the women on this panel, and any women that are watching this that want to holler at your boy and marry him, I don't want my woman to be submissive. I need a powerful woman.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to change the world. So when I come home, I can't have no docile woman. Because I'm gonna drop this on my shoulders, on her shoulders. Like, babe, how I'm gonna deal with this? I don't need no whimpering woman. Well, I can't help you, but I fix you a sandwich.
Yep.
That ain't gonna help, baby. We need to go to the drawing board.
Yeah, you want a solution.
I'm 6'4", 230 pounds.
Yep.
I don't need no docile woman. I need a strong woman. Because when people look at her, they're gonna be like, dang, she got him. Heck yeah. You see what I'm getting at? So, like I said, what I'm trying to say is this: we have actual statements from scripture and our ancestors that we preach, and we do it wrong. And guess what's happening? Broken hearts left and right. So my job is to try to change the course and give us the factual data. You ain't got to listen to me. I'll just lead you to where you can read it correctly, right? And that's the whole thing with bend the knee. I want to change the scope of people putting so much into the proposal and not more into the marriage.
Yeah.
Like I said, marriage wouldn't even last long.
Not at all, bro. Like, I know dudes that spend $10K on a proposal.
And 6 months from now, divorce.
Dude, hey, listen, the ink on the marriage license ain't even dried, bro.
Yep.
It ain't even been mailed back. Do you know how many courts out here we can find women that are being sued for what? The engagement ring.
Yes.
They want that back.
That's so many court cases out here. No lie to you. In small claims court.
Yeah.
There's so many men suing for the ring back.
Yeah.
So we got to change something. And the first thing we do is change it with knowledge. This is where this came from. This is not what this means. This is where they said that at. That ain't what that means. And just put it into an understanding that resonates with your spirit. And then your marriage proposal can go the way you want it. Do you know that out of a survey of 100 women, 95%, that means 95 women for the slow people, 95 out of 100 said that they wanted to do a proposal for one reason: to post it on social media.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Now that's a small sample size.
They're following their friends.
That's a small sample size. What would you get ready to say, Jay, in today's society? What'd you say?
In today's society, I could definitely say so, because, you know, in our age group, the girls, they've been trained from jump with the dollhouse, then they move to the next stage, then they move to the next stage, and know that, you know, you have to have the white dress, the big weddings, your father has to go broke trying to make sure that happens, all that stuff. But like you said, no one ever trains them to understand, do you really love this person? Can you handle what marriage? Because here's the thing I've been hearing by talking to a lot of females nowadays. Oh, I didn't sign up for this. I don't want to be a wife anymore. I don't want to be a mother. I heard that too. I don't want to be a mother anymore. I want to enjoy my life. I want to get back to what I missed in high school. And those are the terms that you hear from these females nowadays. And you're saying to yourself, well, no one forced you to get married. A guy got down on one knee. You could have said no, or yes. You chose to say yes. And then when it came with all the different things that come with motherhood, being a wife and all these, after a while, they're like, look, I don't want this anymore. And they just feel like they can walk off the job now. You know what I'm saying?
What you did was a perfect tie-in. Aaliyah's shaking her head. She about to pop off over there. Why is she shaking her head?
Now you see where I'm at, right?
She is shaking her head. Real quick before Aaliyah pop off. See, I'm paying attention to her. Like, yo, I had some people watch the last one, and they was like, yo, she off the chain, bro. Like, she off the chain. They want more of her. Aaliyah, you come to California. Aaliyah, you come to California. You got a couple of cats out here that want to holler at you real quick. But real quick, just to partner with what you just said, Jay. Check this out. This is some good stuff here. So many women sign up for the proposal,
but not the actual marriage.
And they don't sign up for none of the duties.
Exactly, the duties, none of it.
Listen, marriage, and this is one idiom that we have to get out. Marriage is not 50-50.
Whoa. Hold up. Alia is gonna go off, but
we knew that. No, that's always been stated. We always stated that.
This is what I want to hear.
No, we always stated that.
It was never me and you that never stated that.
No,
we always stated. Anytime it happened, we always said it. It was Black that was always saying that to you, not me. But go ahead.
But we want to hear about that 50-50 because we all got it 50-50 in our head.
Right. No. And that's the wrong thing. Okay. Marriage is 100-100.
Okay.
Let me give you some real stats, right? Let's say I got $5 million in the bank, right? Outside of investments, right? Let's say I got $5 million, right? And let's say the woman that I'm pursuing, he who findeth the wife, remember that good stuff, right? The woman I'm pursuing, she got 150,000, right? For us to get married, as a man, my job is to make us equal. So now my 5 million becomes 2.4 because we just had to give her half, right? Mm-hmm. So now we're at 100, but I'm at a deficit. Later on in the marriage, when I come back to ask for that deficit, may it be in sadness. One of the most hurtful things is may it be in depression. May it be in me losing my way. Whenever I come back to cash that check of I need this back, now all of a sudden the woman don't have nothing to do with it. Yeah. That's the worst part about 50-50.
Because what's yours is theirs, and what's theirs is theirs.
And that's
let me ask you a question. If I come in with $1 million, and I hate to keep using monetary terms here, but it's the easiest thing with today's generation. They understand zeros better than anybody. If I come in with $1 million and you got $1 million, what we got? $2 million.
Yeah.
If we got $2 million, we gonna make $4 million. If we make $4 million, we make $8 million. Mm-hmm. Do you see where we're going with this? But if I come in with $1 million and you got 500,000, as a man, I want you to be on top. So now I'm divvying up my meal and I'm losing something. Now, mind you, I use monetary terms, but follow me here. Emotionally. So many men are emotionally stable because most men don't really give a F about most stuff. So when a woman finds a solid stand-up dude, stand tall man, she drops all of her emotional baggage on him. And he makes her feel safe. He makes her feel understood and all that good stuff, right? Mm. Now she's stable. Now she's sound with her new boo, right? But let's say he gets fired. Or let's say his mother passes away. Or let's say some childhood trauma comes up out of nowhere. Now he emotionally needs her, right? Yeah. But remember, he already took on all of hers. Mm-hmm. So now he's at a deficit. And when he goes to cash in that check of, babe, I need you. She don't understand it.
Yeah.
And guess what we hear? The most damaging words to a man from a woman. You need to be a man.
Yep.
How dare you? Can a man ever go to a woman and say, you need to be a better mother? Heck no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's funny how women have been taught that they can tell us what a man is. I'm 6. Let me reiterate. And
Yeah.
the Jay know me. Jay done seen me face to face. He ain't seen me since I got this football body. I'm 6'4", 230. Ain't nothing a 5'7" woman can tell me about being a man. Here's why you can't tell me. It's because if we get out here and get in a fight, I gotta save you. You can't save my big butt. How you gonna carry me?
Yeah, the females.
So
No,
I'm not saying, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm not saying women can't add critiques.
Yeah.
But you dang sure can't say this is how a man is. I'm the man.
Yeah.
You gotta ask me. I can't go to a woman and say this is how you should handle your period.
Yeah, I'm bubbling now, man. I'm bubbling.
We can't do that.
Females always have a definition of who is a man and who is not.
And 9 times out of 10, most women ain't never even heard it, what a real man is.
Yeah.
A real man, let me just give y'all this fact real quick from a real man. A real man is accountable.
Yeah.
A real man is when I mess up, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got you. That's what a real man is. It ain't about how much money he got. It ain't about how big his, you know what is. It ain't about how he uses his lower netherland regions, his apparatus. It ain't about none of that. A real man will stand up and look you in your eye and say, my bad.
Yeah.
How can we fix it? That's a real man. It ain't about how he loves his woman. None of that. A real man can admit when he's wrong. That's it.
And said I was messed up. Yeah.
Put his pride and ego to the side to do that.
Did you hear what you said, Aaliyah? We finally agree. Pride and ego, right? But do you know the worst part about pride and ego? Do you know the average woman emasculates her man 2 times a month?
Wow.
How many women would you say?
They do what? Demasculate?
Emasculate.
Oh.
Do you know how many women emasculate their man on a constant basis and turns around and tell him you need to be a man? Well, stop taking it from me.
Yeah.
The worst part about gender is this, that we're opposites.
We heard it, man.
We're not. We come from you.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the most hurtful thing a woman can ever do? Not a woman can ever do. One of the most hurtful things to a man is his mother saying damaging things to him.
Oh yeah.
Because the same fibers that are in her heart that make her heart walls, they're in his. So that's why a mother can damage a young man more than a wife or girlfriend could ever do. So
Absolutely.
now let's take 2 steps back and look at this. We're always looking at there's no good men out there. There's no good this. Women are this. Strong black woman, not black. Let's not put race in it. Strong woman, independent woman, and all that stuff. How many women checking to see if a dude has been hurt by his mom?
Yeah,
I do.
Because I don't want to cut you up, Dr. Johnson, but I grew up not in my household. I know that, but I've grown up where I hear this a lot. Like if the father wasn't like 100% to the family, the mothers would always be saying, "You're just like your father." Or no good. You're just like your father. I hear that so much. If the father wasn't the person pushing the family and standing strong, you're gonna be worthless like your father. You're just like your father, you know?
Deadbeat.
Deadbeat. I grew up in that society.
Okay. You grew up in that society and I hear it in your voice. See, the worst part about what you just said is I don't hear your words. I hear it in your voice. That means that has hurt you in a way, right? So let's look at this. We can't go back and rewind time, right? What we can look at is this. What was the driving catalyst for women to say stuff like that? It definitely wasn't love. It definitely wasn't in the Bible.
Anger.
Nah. It's a little thing. And mind you, I've done the true history on this. And it was this, I hate to be going all deep with y'all on this because we talking about love, but
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all my stuff runs together, right? What'd you say, Jay?
I said go deep, go bad.
There's this thing called the Willy Lynch leather, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Now historians, real historians, they attribute that letter to a Caucasian businessman that started a newspaper business in the southeast region of America, and he wanted to sell newspapers. So he wrote a letter after 1860 something. He wrote a letter basically saying how to keep slaves in check, if you will, after what happened in 1865, the emancipation. So he wrote this letter. They say that he wrote this letter and he published it in leaflets inside of his newspaper to get more readers, right? And then it turned into a book, right? Then we have the late great Dick Gregory, Dr. Dick Gregory, right? Yeah. We have people like him that have said the Willy Lynch letter or Willy Lynch law or letter was a real thing that came from a slave owner in Spain, not Spain, South America, right? And he wrote it to his fellow counterparts, right? Whether if we find either side correct, it's factual scientific data. And I'm going to give y'all the biggest key because I'm my height, but guess what? My mother is 6 feet tall. My mother, I've seen my mother pick a woman up off the ground and shake her at a grocery store. My mother would give most dudes a run for their money, right? So imagine my big butt and her, right? I saw Willy Lynch, the theory up front. Why? Because in the Willy Lynch letter, when a Caucasian slave master came around and little Johnny or little whatever was reading, right? The slave master would say to the mother, oh, wow, he is smart. He is this, he is that. And guess what? Then he would be taken from the mother. So what the mother had to do was be counterintuitive and understand that if I say my child is this, 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 and this, I can lose my child. So guess what I'm going to do? He's stupid. He can't read. He don't know no better.
Put him down.
Why? Dumb him down and put him down so he won't be a target. Now think about this. There are so many people in relationships that dog their partner to other people. Why? Because they don't want them to want them.
They don't want them to do?
They don't want them to want them. Yeah. It ain't so much that person is that. It's just I want to make sure you don't want him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
I'm not saying my mother's name. Don't y'all go looking her up. But I will. I'm gonna use one example. And I don't blame her for this. My great grandmother was a slave. My great grandfather and them bought the slave that my family grew up on in Hot Springs in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. So I know my roots. We came from the South, right? My mother used to do this, right? I could be getting straight A's, or I'm doing very well, right? Somebody will walk up to my mom. I was very cognitive of this. I saw it happen. Oh my God. He is doing amazing. He is so smart. You did such a great job. And my mother would say these words. Yeah, but I can't get him to clean his room.
Yeah.
What the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I heard that.
Okay. Well, oh my God. Like I won a science fair at 7th grade, right? So you just knew I was going to be a doctor. I won a science fair at 7th grade, right? Somebody came up to my mom and was like, oh my God, he won a science fair. He is so smart, blah, blah, blah. My mom was like, well, if I can just get him to do the dishes, maybe it will.
My next thought.
What are you talking about, woman? That ain't got nothing to do with the other. So I don't blame her for that, right? I absolve her of that, but that is just what I'm telling you. It's happened to me firsthand. So the additive of demeaning someone that you look at high regard in, so you can keep them to yourself, is something we have to look at as well. Also, let's look at all of our stars that we build up, right? Preachers more so than anybody. We build them all up, right? And then they make one human mistake, which they're entitled to, right? And what do we say they did? They fell from grace. Y'all want to know the dumbest statement in the world? You don't fall from grace. You fall into grace. What are you talking about? Yeah. So, like I said, we just find so many ways to tear down the male figure.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, mind you, don't get it twisted. I wish Aaliyah would come back so she could hear this. Black women in the world are the most underappreciated, over criticized, unloved, overworked, devalued women in the entire orifice of earth.
I said that.
Why? Why?
I've said that.
You said that? You want to know why?
I've said that.
Because you guys created the world. You guys are the creators. That is why you guys are the target. But guess what we don't do? We don't build y'all up, so therefore in turn we get tore down. If we can get to some real acknowledgement here, then we can see the scope changing. I wrote a poem that is going to be sold at the lecture tour. It's called,
We the Brothers, more knowledge.
Yeah, it's the poem. I'm not going to read it, but the poem is this. The poem says this. The poem says they are copying you. I say somewhere right now on Rodeo Drive, there's a woman trying to get your behind.
Yeah.
Somewhere right now in a clinic in Belize, a woman is trying to get your cheeks. Somewhere in New York, a woman is trying to get your lips. You better believe they want to be just like you. I'm not going to give y'all the rest of the poem because it's supposed to be sold and I got to own my IP. But you guys are the most copied product in the entire world. Do you hear me on this? So when we think about that, then why are we, black men and black women, so far apart?
Why?
It's the plan. It's warfare. It's warfare.
Put up that with a call.
All right, Dr. Johnson, 1 minute. We got a couple of Facebook family that got a couple of different things they want to shout out to you. So, all right, I can't. Somebody want to read? All right.
Psychological warfare.
What he just said is it just
psychological warfare, man?
Warfare.
Go back to the other ones earlier for me, please. What does that say?
Truth.
Understanding the truth will make anything work. Understanding and truth, excuse me, will make anything work.
100%.
The one before that also, please.
Go that one.
Respect. Big up.
All right. Now, somebody can read that one because I can't see it that well.
Salute to the entire panel. Religion, according to him, was completely plagiarized and misconstrued when it comes to how we relate to our creator and each other, male and female.
Facts. Oh, look, perfect timing.
Yeah.
Facts. So that's as deep I'm gonna go on that stuff because we'll be on here forever. We can go to some other questions, but I need y'all to understand something, man. We are so against each other that we don't see that we are made for each other.
Yeah.
And as to my black queens on this panel, I always call women queens, especially my black women. We feel your pain and we understand. But we need y'all to still be strong and understand the war is not with us, it's without.
Yeah.
And the quicker we can figure that out, the quicker we can get in our room and try to understand each other a little bit better versus going to negative retaliatory behavior.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's damaging our community bad right now.
Right. And we can't take ownership for it because if you look in the 1920s before the Oklahoma bombing massacre, if you look at up until even if you look at the Bill Cosby show, the way they killed Bill.
Oh man.
Massively.
Dude, the reason they did it is for money, and we ain't gonna get into all that conspiracy stuff because I got some real facts, but I ain't about to share all that. But you gotta understand something. Up until the 80s, the black household was intact. Do you know how many men wanted to get a job at the local factory so they can have that husband, wife?
I mentioned that last week. We mentioned that.
Do you know how many women understood that whether if he was washing clothes,
we mentioned that last week.
Drive, it don't matter. But then we saw the economic disposition come in, right? If he ain't making this, if he ain't doing this, if he ain't achieved this, he don't deserve this. Oh, no. Back in the day, a woman would be happy if her man was the milkman.
Say it again. Say it again.
Because it was about merit. It was about love. It wasn't about economical status.
We discussed that last week.
Yeah.
No, the reason why I'm saying that, I stated all that I need my PhD right now. You know what I mean? I need master's, PhD. Because I explained all that. I explained all that last week's show.
Yep.
Yeah.
That back in the days,
Yeah.
it wasn't for you to date a garbage man, a mechanic, a carpenter.
Yeah.
Those things was something, and those people were happy. Those people were happy
because they had each other. Well, I know, Aaliyah trying to get at you.
The neighborhood was happy. If you
Who said? Who said? Was that Aaliyah that said, "How you know"?
Yes.
Because I see her lip is turned up, so I know she said something stank. Her lip is turned up, so she said something stank. I see you.
You gotta understand something. This the Brady Bunch Square, and I think she's in Jan Square. That's Jan over there.
Don't hit her with the football.
You know what I'm saying?
Who is this? They said Fox. No, it's all business. Yeah, that's the topic of the show: business and marriage. Marriage is a business.
I don't believe every woman and every man looks at marriage as being a business. I think that people get tainted by reality TV and television to give them the impression of what love should look like and what love is. When in reality, love is not even on a picture.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah, for the Facebook user, are you married? Just let us know if you're married, if you're in a relationship like that.
Togetherness.
Somebody's asking.
Okay, togetherness. Oh, someone is.
Let's what Aaliyah said. I was listening to Aaliyah. I hear you, Queen. The number one thing we got to look at though is, although you said what you said is actually factual, what I'm trying to say is in latter days, business was kept at home. You did not know somebody else's financial situation.
Right. No, I understood what you were saying.
Oh no, I know you did, sweetie. I was just saying for the person that said something at the bottom. What you got to look at is this. When we talk about love, provision, security, all those good things, there's no dollar amount attached to it. So when you look at that, now we have a society, which is what we call television programming, that basically controls the narrative, right? So I'm cheap. I'm just letting y'all understand I'm cheap. That's how the rich stay rich. I'm cheap.
Hell yeah.
I like this place out here called Mastro's, right? Mastro's is on the beach. It's one in Beverly Hills. Y'all can look it up if y'all want to. It's normally about $150, $200 a plate. And if I order me a yak or two, we looking at $300 for my meal. So Mastro's is normally $600 for two people, off top. But you better believe I love that Chili's 2 for $20. I may want to go to Mastro's, but don't think I don't want to go to Chili's and get my Cajun chicken pasta and a Southwestern chicken soup. You see what I'm
Don't
getting
forget
at?
them Southwest egg rolls.
Yo, listen, me and you never were cool until right now. Them egg rolls
and that avocado ranch.
The avocado ranch. Ooh, boy, I'm trying to tell you.
My joints.
If I get that appetizer in there, don't touch me. But what I brought that up to say this: I live in a very superficial city, right? So although I may take a date to Mastro's and spend $600, you mean to tell me you're gonna turn your nose up at me when I say, "Babe, what you want to eat? Let's go to Chili's."
And flexibility.
I get that all the time. So what I'm trying to say is this: y'all know better. Y'all know better. Society is driving us, or television programming, powers that be, and we can talk about them if y'all want to. They're driving us into a systematic idea of what love is, and then they're also suppressing how we can express that. I just dropped some knowledge on y'all.
Absolutely. I'm right with you. I already know.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
If I can make you unable to afford love, what can I do? Castrate you.
Mm.
And you know what, Dr. Johnson, it's not just, we're not even just talking about men and women together as far as marriage. We talking about people loving people all together.
That's a
Because
whole nother story though, because that's ugly.
what I'm saying is what you just said applies to that overall.
100%.
Because it's not just set for just men and women, because you have things that's happening to people right now, and you see stuff happening to them on the street. They don't even want to get involved. They don't even want to help. They don't even have enough love in their heart to say, okay, well, this lady get her purse snatched. Let me tackle this dude right here and stop from taking his purse. No, they got their phone out and they recording it.
Phone out.
Well, hold on right there. We got away from some principles.
Oh, they keep
I'm from the streets. So on my street, ain't no woman purse gonna get snatched. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I'm just using that as an
I'm
example.
with you. No, I get you on that. But what I'm saying is that same example is exactly why we're where we're at right now.
Right.
Because we're not together protecting each other now. So you're right, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not
That's why I'm
protecting
saying
each
the
other.
love it does not even just apply for just men and women in relationships. It applies all the way around the board, because people don't have love like that anymore.
Yeah.
But I need to give y'all something before we move to the next question. We are the speedometer. We tell culture how fast to move and how slow to move. We have to take our
Absolutely
power.
right.
We're the speedometer.
Yeah.
We
got
are.
it. Mm-hmm.
They can be the gear shift all they want. We the speedometer. So whether if they put it in reverse and we supposed to go back, we control that.
Yeah.
Whether
We
they put
have
it
to
in turbo
realize
drive.
that, though.
Well, that's why we have people like us on this situation right here that is
Absolutely.
going to spread this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to spread it, and we got to spread it with love.
Yeah. That's why I said
no judgment.
A platform
It's
like
so
this
funny.
is exactly what it's there for.
It's so
Go ahead.
funny because everything that we discussing today, me and my daughter talked about this yesterday. It's crazy. So I know
your daughter, Uncle Chris, said, "What's up?"
Yeah, we talked about the same thing as far as, Black women and how we're undervalued, and then they have like our men are dating outside of their races, and also they're dating foreign women, and they're putting foreign women above their own race.
Yeah.
And I talked about
when you say women now, I mean classify that. When you say foreign women, classify that, because you do have Black women as foreign women as foreign women too.
When I say foreign women, I'm talking about like when they talk about Jeezy and him marrying, or I guess he got with a
Asian.
Yeah, she was Asian. Okay, so she got with the Asian. So they talk about how people are glorifying being with foreign women versus being with their own fellow Black women. And then she was speaking on how in school, which I didn't even know this went on, in school, in high school, she said that people of the same complexion as her would downgrade another girl or another boy that's the same complexion, downgrade each other about their complexion.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's crazy.
Leah,
time out.
Go in.
I love everything you just said, but
I didn't realize that went on in the high schools.
No. Back up. Are any of you guys in a fraternity or sorority?
No.
Have you guys ever heard of the brown paper bag challenge?
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard of that.
Never heard of it.
Back in the day when AKAs were founded in 1908, there are theories. Now, mind you, I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma, so I'm not about to down none of my Divine Nine. really Divine 8, but don't tell the IOTAs I said that. But I'm not going to down any of my organizations, but what I will say is this: there is struggles when it comes to colorism.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not like something new. Secondly, God, I gotta wait till she come back. Is she here? Because I gotta say this to her.
I think she could probably hear.
She can hear you, but
Yeah, she can hear you.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
All right. I gotta say this to you. We talk about men going to other races, right? And that's been something that happens since the beginning of time, if you will. Not beginning of time. After they came out of those Caucasus Mountains, we can talk about that, right? But let me show you something. A man's image of a woman is merely based on maternal.
Mommy.
So if you have a subset of men that we praise, oh yeah, single mom, she did her job. But we don't look at the collateral damage that doing that job caused. Then we blame him.
yeah.
I'm not saying don't date outside your race. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I just experienced some new stuff in the past couple of days myself. I ain't saying nothing, but what I'm saying is understanding has opened up a new scope of perspective for me, right?
Yes.
With that being said, it's not about dating outside your race or dating somebody of a different ethnicity. Do you love self?
Exactly.
And just because I date somewhere else don't mean anything, right? But let me tell y'all about this little place called Aruba. I don't know if y'all know about Aruba.
Sir.
Man, I went to Aruba looking for this certain Rolex that I've been trying to find, and I can't find it nowhere. But I went down there thinking I could find it. And the way that I was treated, I was treated like a king.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend that who live in Aruba yesterday. He wants me to come see what it is.
You better go see. You better get a ticket now while they cheap. Like, see if you can take the bus. Yeah, I said bus across the water. You better try to get there, bro. Listen to what I'm trying to say. So I went with a Caucasian group of people. My travel agent, she wasn't my travel agent at the time, but she is now. She was the one that had the access to getting us into different resorts and all that stuff, right? So she's high and mighty, right? Millionaire, high and mighty. When we got to Carousel, Carousel, did I say it correctly? Don't get mad at me. I didn't know.
Carousel.
We got them. We got them islanders trying to correct me and stuff. Y'all could have let me live. I done shared so much love. Y'all could have let me live. Y'all could have corrected me on text message. Y'all got to check me online. But Aruba, Turks. She was there with us, right? So it was her daughter, and a couple of her friends, right? And then it was me and a couple of friends, right? But I'm the big guy. I'm the big guy in the whole group.
Yeah.
When we touched down, they would go over her to me. I was treated like a king. In America, not saying y'all don't understand our plight, right? But I was telling this to one of my therapy clients. I said that, do you realize that we're sitting in Calabasas doing your therapy session? You paying me hundreds of dollars. And I'm here helping you, right? But do you realize when I leave this table and go get in my car, I got to look out for the Calabasas sheriffs?
Shoot.
Do you know what it's like to live in constant pursuit?
Yeah.
I am pursued daily. So I'm not saying black women don't understand. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that before we look at anybody going to a different race or doing this or doing that, we have to look at the whole source of where that came from and why is it still prevalent in today's times? Because we're allowing it
to stick around.
And also our black women, I hate to say this because I'm not trying to get any cancel culture, but our black women are so often relieved of their power through emotions versus saying, my ancestors created you, created him, and created that. Y'all need to fall back.
Yeah.
You know, so we need our black women to stand up and take their power as well as we help them. And then we can love on each other. I'll be honest with you, man. I am a guy that was beat by a cop at 18. I was charged for being beat by the cop. They charged me.
That's how they do.
I was a college athlete, and I had issues with Caucasians since that white man did what he did to me by beating me, right?
Yeah.
Since Mr. Floyd passed away, I see so many Caucasian people honestly loving on me and caring for me, right? If we can start to see that we can be the change if we express our hurts more than just try to be out strong and that don't bother me, and that I think we'll make a more change, because there's more people that want to help us than there are that want to hurt us. So I think when it comes to us and what you said about looking at each other, judging each other, colorism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, we can be the change. Your daughter was the change. I'm pretty sure she didn't stand for that, you know? So we can look at all of those different situations where we can take the power. But we got to stop on that, because I'll end up going deeper on that. And this is about love. This ain't about race.
And before you jump into the next question, I've seen that a lot where the black guys, what is it? The black guys, they show more affection when they're with the white girls.
Y'all be careful. Let's be careful. Let's be careful.
Yeah.
That's generalization. We don't know.
Yeah.
Let's be very careful with those broad statements. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. They show more affection.
Well. Let's look at this. Whether if they show more affection or not, where's your stats on what they do with a woman of their own race? We don't have those stats. You see what I'm getting at? I tell you something that's scary is that when we automatically put our understanding on statistics or statistical data, when we don't look at the opposite position, which is what they teach you in statistics. So I hear you on that.
Yes, sir.
But what I understand, okay, for instance, let's just side off for a quick second. There's a new NBA commercial that says, with all the black athletes talking about, I am not a threat. I love black women. What? Like, who?
They did that?
Yeah, it's an NBA commercial. Y'all can look it up. It's the new commercial where the athletes are looking in the camera. It happened while they was in the bubble. They're looking in the camera and they're like, I am not a threat. I have feelings too, and I love black women. I believe the more we put a color on the woman is where we lose the fight. If I'm walking down the street, I don't care if you white, Hispanic, Asian, Norwegian. If a man is threatening you, I'm gonna stomp him out.
Right.
I don't care. So I think even with relational issues, what you just said, sir, is really factual when you hear it in songs or you hear it in conversations back in the day on Oprah. Black men treat white women like they're gold. I know a lot of my Caucasian fellowmen that they married a black woman and they treat her like she do no wrong.
Yeah.
So we can talk on both sides of the spectrum, man. Okay. I think we should get away from the empty rhetoric.
Yeah.
And talk more about truth. And then we can start to see some change, because words hurt. And there are too many people that are listening to us, listening to rap music.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring this up, but I just want to bring one thing up real quick. There's a person right now that calls themselves the actual monkier for a male horse with a big penis.
I don't know who that is.
But it's a female.
Oh.
Word.
Okay.
What? and but hold on, though. Our women are doing what? Where's the camera? I'm learning how to work this camera. Our women are putting her up here.
Yeah.
But the beginning is already crazy. I have been called a stallion on multiple occasions by racist white people because I'm a big man
Yeah.
with you know what?
Size 15 shoes.
Y'all up there in New York, so I gotta say pause after this statement. I wear gray sweatpants sometimes. Pause. I've literally had a woman call me a stallion, yo, and I'm like, what? Did you just want to bread me? What? You want to parking lot? But yet we have a entertainer right now calling herself what is an actual racial euphemism for black men. Do you understand what I'm talking about here?
Yeah.
Us calling a black man a stallion is not calling him a man. It's calling him an animal for breeding.
Yeah.
But yet we have an entertainer that we hold up here. That's her name. What are we doing?
Yeah. I know who it is. Everybody know who it is.
Warfare.
Everybody know who it is.
Warfare.
It's mental. It's mental. It's
Warfare.
mental.
Yeah,
it's mental.
It definitely is mental.
I love her,
All right,
by the way. She's a beautiful person. I don't want no smoke.
Nah.
Act Shack.
Hey, to the other females, like Nisha, you got any questions for Dr. Johnson?
Actually, I can't think of one right now. But the one that I did post online, as far as with the question of marriage and the complexities of morality and why do men choose to cheat, what have you. I can still do the same thing with women. Let's flip it. You know, we have a lot of women out there who do get married
you
and
know what's
decide to
funny?
cheat.
You know what's funny is that we look at cheating as the end all be all.
I say the same thing.
You know the scariest part about reading that thing that they call the Bible?
Yeah.
The Bible says that, and I hate that I keep getting religious on y'all. I'm sorry, man, but that's
you're teaching, man. You're teaching, my brother.
Go ahead.
The Bible says if you go there in your mind,
you already
did it. So let's take a step back here. When I was down there with Jay down in Miami, he knows some of my clients at the radio station were strip club owners.
Yeah.
But I was a gentleman. I'd never went in. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. So a lot of the strip clubs that were my King of Diamonds and all of them that were my clients, I would go pick up my money by sitting outside and they would bring me my money for that week's advertising. Because I didn't want to be a part of that, right? Because I didn't want that imagery. Okay. The scariest thing that we see now is this new conundrum of women going to strip clubs with their mate.
Yep.
Thank you.
So understand what we're doing here. This has nothing to do with LGBTQ. I love them. Do your thing. And I will always support you because it ain't about who you love. It's about how you love. Y'all hear that? That we need to put this in a sound bite. So if anything ever comes up about your boy when it comes to LGBTQ, y'all can say, no, he ain't about that. I love everybody. It's not about how you love. It's not about who you love. It's about how you love. Okay. But what I'm saying to y'all is this. We have so many women that are kowtowing towards giving their man multiple imagery. And then we sit back like, hey, you be disciplined. Who are you talking to?
The trap.
What? Is that not the biggest trap? Let's talk about Instagram.
In your mind, you can't discipline your body.
I got a friend right now that she looks at people's Instagram to tell how they are, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing until she told me, right? I was like, hey, well, let me make sure I ain't doing nothing stupid, right? With Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all these other things, we already had, back in the day, I don't know if y'all know this, I'm a little older than y'all maybe, but we used to have what they call HBO at night or Showtime, right? Or Cinemax, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Shit.
Yep.
Cinemax.
I'm the dog, huh?
Hey, let your mama and your friend or friends be out and they leave that TV on. You get to see some soft, you know what, right?
At no time. TV
People, Playboy, Hustler, all of those other magazines were delivered in a discrete form, right? Back in the day, they used to have a cardboard piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to show y'all is this. Back in the day, outside stimulants were given to you in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Full frontal.
I'm just learning Instagram, right? But I can open my Instagram and it's like the page where it's like it's just like you're not following them or they're not following you. It's just stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You search.
I had just listen and don't search, right, or whatever, right, where you just look at the different stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, don't laugh at me. I think I had just got through saying a prayer and thanking Jesus for everything, and I go to open up my phone and I'm like,
Right there.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask for that.
It's just in your face.
In my face. So what I'm trying to say, y'all, is this. It's hard enough for a man to be disciplined already.
Also females.
Because we're focus driven. We're not emotionally driven. What am I saying there? If I'm focused on building my family or building this household or having this dream, and my woman is not supportive or she's constantly berating me that I'm not attaining something quicker, if a woman over here that may not be showing me the frontal or the lower half, she may just be supporting me like, you can do it. Well, I'm gonna go over there. Oh yeah. It ain't so much about breast and booty. Sometimes it's about support, right?
Yep.
But let's get, and I think I said this in one of the teasers. Let's get on this thing called a work husband.
Oh yeah. They're good.
Who said, oh yeah? I didn't see the camera. Which one said, oh yeah?
They're good.
I've had. I'm guilty.
You nasty son of a gun.
And I'm married. And
Jesus, I don't want no parts of this. Take the wheel.
I'm so guilty. It's like they come to me like flies, and I'm be honest, I do. But I do have some. Sorry.
We're gonna help you carry your heavy bag when you at work. You know, set up your audio visual stuff for your presentation. You need a work husband.
How does camera work? How does camera work? I need to look you in your eye. What'd you just say?
I hate that term.
I didn't say that.
Go back out now.
For assistance at the
So
job.
do you see how we laughing?
Yep.
You see how we laughing? But yet, oh, this is some good stuff here. Y'all gonna have to pay me for this one. So you say, Sassy, you said who's gonna set up your IT and all that, right?
Yep.
Nisha, you said who's gonna do this and who this, right? They're your work husbands, right?
I never said.
Nisha, don't back out now. Nisha, don't back out. Nisha.
No, I'm not backing out.
Don't back out now.
I don't.
Don't back out.
No.
What's a work wife?
No, I never said. I just said they come out of nowhere, like they're willing to do stuff.
No, but you said you
Like
have one, so
Sassy
let's
says
look
it.
at that. Oh, let's say
Yeah,
you
I
have
had.
one. Let's
Yeah.
look at that.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's look at these two. Hold on. Here's some good stuff. Your viewers are gonna like this one, man. You may need to go ahead and put this in a Twitter clip or something. I don't even know if that's the right statement. It's okay for a woman to have a work husband, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay for a man to have a bedroom wife?
Ooh.
Females.
No. She's not there. She's here.
Mm-hmm.
He met her at the strip club. He looks at her Instagram. Listen, don't laugh at me. Like I promised y'all like 7 days ago, I was introduced to this thing called fans only. I don't even know what that's about.
Oh.
But he may subscribe to her fans only. It's okay for you to have a work husband, but it's not okay for your man to have a mental wife that he uses when you and him ain't on the same page. Oh, now the tables have turned.
No. Not necessarily. Let me explain. So everything you're talking about is very transparent in this household. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
Well, we
Okay,
not.
get it,
I don't.
girl.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure you understand. This is not coming from me to you, not a judgment factor, right? But
No, I get it.
you know that, right?
And,
Okay.
and trust me, the key word you said was had. I
Oh.
had a work husband. You even said it yourself.
Mm.
So that's no longer there.
That could have
Because-
been a faux pas. My bad. No, I'm joking. I'm
it
joking.
was in
I'm
the
joking.
past.
So
It was
how
in
did
the
it? How did
past.
that? How did that situation? If you don't mind me getting your personal life, how did that situation rectify itself?
To be honest with you and all of you, it wasn't a good idea because it just didn't look right. And it didn't sound right.
It didn't do what?
It didn't sound right. It didn't sound right. Okay? And morally, it didn't go off right. Because
The
like
hole
you said,
gets deeper.
So factually, let's just make this known. Factually, my new favorite person is not Aaliyah anymore. It's you.
Mr. J in the building.
Aaliyah got
let me tell you why.
You are off the chain for that.
No, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because at some point, he felt it was okay. And then when the roles were reversed, I didn't like that. And so therefore I realized how I was projecting something and how I made it seem to be okay, which I knew that, like you said, when it's flipped, it's not nice. So that's where that went out the window. So yeah, sometimes you have to be dealt the hand you're being dealt with to understand how it's being perceived as being wrong. So in that retrospect, that's why it's no longer there.
Got you. But do you see someone? Do you see someone as lovely as you, so calm and collective? You even can overstep boundaries. That's why we have to really start looking at it. This term that is new. It's new in 2020. It's called accountability.
Yes.
Yep.
We have to start being more accountable before we start pointing the fingers, right? So I think that when we look at the whole statement of why do men cheat?
Yeah.
That was my question. That's why
we got to get the men. Let's take the man part out. Let's take that. Let's put it on the other side of this tree. Man, go over there.
That was my
Why do people cheat?
Why do people
that's
cheat?
That's true. Why do people
cheat? Right.
Yes.
People,
that's why
not
I said
men.
Women. But my question was, we look at the men part. Women do it too. Trust me, they do it.
Women. Let me give y'all some scientific data here real quick based on American statistics when it comes to online surveys that are anonymous.
Woman cheats more.
Women cheat more.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Women cheat more.
Yeah.
No. Yes, they do.
Let me give y'all one more piece of scientific data.
Under terms cheating.
Men cheat, not all men. Some men, most men, if you look at the large amount of men, they cheat physicality wise. They cheat physically, right? Meaning their little woo-ha went in another woo-ha and all that, right? Women's cheating is internal. A woman cheating in a certain position can damage the man she's cheating on beyond all relational connections.
Man, we need a loose mic to drop, man, for that.
A woman's cheating can almost decapitate a man's soul. And I ain't talking about if she went and got some. I'm talking about that up here.
Yeah.
Okay, Ellie,
sometimes a woman can deal with it. Sometimes a woman can just contact a man at the right time at work and share something that her husband finds out later, like, why didn't you tell me? And that can just break him, right? But let's go one step further about the cheating part when it comes to at work or whatever. Do y'all not realize we predators?
I already know.
Yeah.
And you want to come in and you hear, let me, this is probably Nisha. This is what happened to Nisha one day. She come in. He over there like,
yeah, she wrote.
So what's wrong? Are you okay? Can I get you something from the vending machine?
Oh my God.
Can I reload your stapler? Can I go move your car to the other side?
Yep.
You want to cry on my shoulder?
I'm going to get some not even PF Chang's. What's the other one? I'm going to get some Panda Express. Can I bring you back an egg roll?
And that's
Yeah.
We are predators.
Start on, yeah.
If you show a man any sign of weakness, you better believe he's gonna be there. Women crack me up because they like, you got a lot of female friends. I keep it 100 with them. I say I got a lot of female friends because I didn't want to be intimate with them, but I still can be valuable in their life, and they can be valuable in mine, if you will. So just because I'm not intimate with them, I'm gonna call them a friend, right?
Right.
Any of them women know you're not gonna get a phone call from me at 1 o'clock at night. Like, I really need somebody to talk to. Can you just come over? And you come over and she ain't got no panties on. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
But let's put the shoe on the other foot. So many women got male friends, right? But you better believe he is sitting there in the starter's position, waiting on you to be like, I need to talk to somebody. He gonna be right there. Listen, you know how many men carry Q-tips in their car so they can clean their ears out as they on their way to your house? My ears gonna be clean so I can hear everything you gotta say because I'm about to get that. We can't look at the same thing. It's different. It's different. I have female friends right now that I can call and talk about a woman I'm dating, and they won't be like, well, you shouldn't be with her or this. And they'll look at me and be like, so what do you think should happen? How should you fix that? Blah, 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 right? But let my sister, one of my homegirls, call one of their male friends. Well, you know what? I'm here for you no matter what.
Hey, yo, you know them brothers? The brothers should be like, oh, you need a shoulder to cry on?
Yeah.
You stupid. You stupid. You stop that right now in the name of Jesus. You stop that.
We see somebody
That's
with
friends.
practice
You stop that right now in the name of Jesus. So back to your question. Back to your question, Nisha. The point I'm trying to make is we have to really change the scope of what is infidelity. We have to change the scope. It's not so much about physical cheating. It could be lusting. It could be personal conversations. It could be a myriad of things. So let's look at breaking the wall of communication as cheating. The moment that I do something that causes you to break down that wall of communication where you should be talking to me, and you go outside the wall, that's when we should start looking at versus the acts. Because most cheating, whether it be a work husband or a side piece, comes from a breakdown of communication of a need or want that wasn't fulfilled. Point blank.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Secondly, as us strong Black women on the panel, queens, if you will, y'all got to stop subscribing to all of this white noise of side chicks, side piece, this, and this. We are celebrating that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything about a person's name because I don't want to be sued and I don't want any smoke. But what I will say is there's a certain person that told me about a song, and the person in the song says, I don't cook, I don't clean, or whatever, right?
I was getting ready to ask you about that.
I don't know nothing about it. I'm out of popular music. I listen to like opera and Dave Matthews Band and Mick and Disney all day long.
Okay.
But a friend told me about it, and then the friend told me in the same continuum. It wasn't just told me about the song. They told me about the lyric and then showed me this Instagram clip of this person's husband showing her cleaning. And
I saw that the other day. Yeah, I saw that the other day. I saw that. Yeah.
Marvin Gaye one time said it makes you want to throw your hands up and holler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I look at where we are as a society and what we cherish,
pathetic.
Let's not try to get off track here. I'm from the streets. I come from where you say something, you stand on it.
Stay on it. Yes.
On.
Yes.
If
you look at your Bible, it says that you will have to answer for every wayward word.
Wow.
We are supporting a culture of people that, mind you, I'm not saying these people that I'm discussing can't change it and be even more stronger, right? Or more powerful. What I'm saying is we're subscribing to what they think we want to buy, but it's leaving a lot of collateral damage behind.
True.
We have to stop supporting some of these ideas. Like there's some rappers back in the day I used to listen to that were like, yo, I'm not gonna rap about gangster this and gangster that because that's not me. I didn't live that life, right?
Yeah.
But then they were not popular.
Nope.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
Lauryn Hill used to sing about how I don't have this on and this on, but I'm still moving the crowd.
Yeah.
Rochelle Farrell did the same thing.
Yes.
Jill Scott had to call people to the table for a second, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I ain't this, but I do this, right? So we have to look at what we're setting the precedence on, and that will also funnel down into what we classify as cheating, okay? I usually let my woman walk 2 to 3 feet in front of me when I am dating, when I'm dating, right?
Or you want to see if anybody is looking.
Oh, no. It's kind of close to that, but wait till y'all hear this.
Yeah.
I like letting her walk in front of me, right? Huh?
To see who approaches her.
That ain't gonna happen because I lay these hands. No, that ain't what I want. I lay these hands very well. It's not that. I let her walk a couple of feet in front of me because I like when guys walk by and they look and you see them turn, and guess what? They right back here. And I'm like, hey, that's mine.
Yeah.
You saw that.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind joking with them. And most of the dudes will look at me like, yeah, you got me. or I get this, or I'll be like, yo, you did that, right? I'm not insecure.
Yeah, but with most guys, you can't even do that with looking at that girl.
No,
what you looking at? They want to fight.
Well, you want to know why they want to fight is because she gives them the ability to want to do that. Because so many of our women think when a man fights for her, it shows that they love her, but that's not the case. That could be jealousy. Right. If we look at the 5 heartbeats, he said, every night I got to fight to prove my love. Well, then that ain't love.
That's infatuation.
If I got to fight to prove my love for you, man, you better go on somewhere. I ain't got time for that. No. I'm trying to fight, change the world.
I used to
Same
stay
thing for women too.
To see. Don't know if it's my girl only, so you know.
Same thing for women.
Mm-hmm.
I said the same thing for women.
Say it again, Q.
I have a hard time fighting for a man.
Really? As Dr. Johnson said, I used to stay a distance. I do that. I don't know if it's my girl only, you know.
She might be with somebody else.
No, seriously, I used to do that.
All right. Let me see.
I don't do the all on thing. If I just know you, it's walking holding and up together, somebody approach. No.
Right. The thing we gotta look at here is this. There are so many of us that suffer from so many different insecurities that propagate themselves in our relationships.
Yeah.
That sets up a force field of bull crap.
Yeah.
Listen, you want to know why I let my woman walk in front of me? It's because I'm a bad mama jamma. And if I can't keep you just being me, then you ain't the one for me. Because the one for me is gonna look at me like I done cooked bread and there's butter on it and she hungry.
Yeah. Facts.
Aaliyah, wake up.
Ah! You looking at the time, right, Doc?
I'm dropping this knowledge and you over there falling asleep.
Yeah.
Because I know those things that you're saying already. I've said it 1,000 times and I get sideways look.
Wow.
Sideways. I get looked at sideways.
From who?
Probably because you be trying to beat people up.
I don't. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
As she shows us the knuckle that's been displaced by hurting somebody.
Dr. Johnson, please explain to her a facial expression tells so many stories.
Tell so many stories.
The worst part about Aaliyah, if I could say it's the worst part, is that she does what one of my friends just said the other day. She said, "I don't have a poker face." She's a lawyer, right? And she got Botox, right? I'm not putting her business out there because don't nobody know who she is. I'm secretive as all get out, right? But she got Botox, right? So her face, I guess, is positioned the same way, right? So what I heard from her, if I'm correct, she said that back in the day, her face showed her emotions during negotiations, and some of her lawyer counterparts were like, "You have no poker face," right? But when she got the Botox, it moved some of the emotions, so now she has a poker face, right? Aaliyah does not have a poker face. Like, yo,
exactly.
Her eyebrows have middle fingers attached to them, and like literally, when her eyebrows go a certain place, she's literally like. But here's the most dangerous part about Aaliyah. Look at that beautiful smile. So she can have a smile like this, and her eyebrows are like.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you're saying it.
What they say, never trust what?
I'm glad you're saying it.
What they say, never trust what?
She's smiling like a beautiful angel, and then her eyebrows just be like, you and your mama.
Yeah.
I do have a poker face, but I pick and choose when I put it on.
That don't make no. No, you don't.
I'm glad you're saying it.
No, you don't.
Cause yo, you be on the show and you say something that she have this lady be like, yo, you got a problem? Something happened?
I see through you like wet tissue with a hole in
it. Oh, so you know me then.
Yo, if I was to say what I do know, you'd have to send me a Venmo for like $600.
Read you like a book.
I'll fix every one of your issues in like 32 seconds.
Ooh, facts.
Facts. So
hold on. What we got here? What they saying there?
Hashtag Aaliyah facts.
Okay.
I'm kind of good at what I do. I'm kind of good at what I do.
Hey, you know, plus no too. You know, plus no.
I'm kind of good at what I do. I get paid to read people, and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
And I need to know your reading on me then.
You don't want to know because you will have to have a shot of cognac and some handcuffs because you
Hey, I'm good with it. I'm good.
Now listen. I'm going into 2021. I love throwing these hands, but I'm going into 2021. My new slogan: I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke with you because I'm gonna have to get one of them flights to where you in New York?
Me?
Nah.
Yeah, where you at? Where
I'm in Florida.
Oh, my number's still 305. I got mad connections down there. What? I ain't even got to come down there to touch you. I can make a phone call. Somebody gonna get a Birkin bag. Somebody gonna get a Birkin bag and be up at your doorstep.
Hey, Dr. Johnson. Hey, watch it. There's a couple of them in the bushes still.
Yo, hey, you remember when we was in Miami, right? You remember we was in Miami? And I had a client over there that used to visit the Poke and Beans all the time, right?
Yeah.
And I don't believe in putting hands on a woman at all. No man should ever touch a woman in violence, right?
Never.
But I had some women that came at my throat. And I was like, and this was back in the day when Dooney and Burke was like popping.
Yeah.
I was like, I got Dooney and Burke money. You better fall back. And the women are looking at me like, what you talking about? I'm like, keep talking to me crazy. I'm going to go get one of them chicks from the Poke and Beans project and give her a Dooney and Burke purse and she going to stomp you out.
Yeah.
So trust me.
That's all that's needed.
We can lay hands if y'all want to. No, let's stay with love. I want no smoke. 2021, no smoke.
No smoke, baby. No smoke.
We're festive. We're festive. No smoke. Nothing but love.
All right, Sassy, you had anything you had to throw at Dr. Johnson?
I guess what I wanted to know is cheating in our DNA. Did we ask that yet?
That's a good question.
We had an hour and 34 minutes. Do y'all really want that answer? I guess we got to give it to them because the people want it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I need everybody to get a pen.
No, I ain't get no pen.
Got it.
And I need you guys to Google a term called vasopressin.
Okay. Vasopressin?
I like how you said that. That is correct. Notice you notice how, hey, you islanders, y'all notice how I ain't correcting her?
No, wait a minute.
Gonna talk about kiss carry sound. What? Stall me out. I didn't know.
I'm offended.
I was there. I didn't know. Hey, yo, Jay, you see they checked me though, right? They was like, carry. And they did it like 3 times.
Island boys. It's the Island boys.
I thought we was cool, and y'all gonna be checking me on my enunciation. Where's the love?
The Island boys gotta check you, homie.
All right, vasopressin is spelled VASOPRESSIN.
Go ahead.
So, up until about 1995, 96, if you will, some would say about the 80s, vasopressin is a chemical, a hormone that's in us that was believed to be relegated to kidney malfunctioning. So it was a kidney retention chemical. So if the body was deprived of hydration, the hypothalamus, which is your work center to release all your hormones, it would call vasopressin into play. So it can, they thought, so it can retain water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all following me yet?
Gotcha.
It's actually something that they use in a medical term.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I was hitting the button. So we had no understanding of what vasopressin was, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many women here have kids? Okay, all of y'all do. How many of you can tell me to my face breastfeeding hurts?
Never.
Did you hear what you said?
One person.
Yeah.
She said never, right? You want to know why? There's a chemical that runs through her body during breastfeeding that relieves the pain.
Feels good.
So she can nurture the child.
Yeah.
Aaliyah, stop being freaky. We're trying to be simple.
Yo, and you see her face. Yo, you saw her facial expression when she said it?
2021, I don't want any smoke, and I don't want any of your lactation.
I've given it before. I have given it.
You are nasty, yo, dude. Do y'all gotta put a rating on this show? Like seriously, the FCC gonna shut y'all down. So anyway, the chemical that is in a woman that allows breastfeeding to not be painful is the same chemical that was relegated to her being monogamous. It was the bonding chemical, right? Because it allows her to bond with child. So they thought that's the chemical that allowed her to bond with her mate, right? So many years of scientists, not this color, they said that that's the same chemical that works in us.
Some people have more than some.
Right. So question: does anybody on the panel know what a man's nipples is called? The clinical term.
I mean, what?
The man's what?
A man's nipple.
Nipple.
You got me puzzled on that one. Go ahead.
Me too.
You got all the dudes on the panel saying pause.
Right. No, I'm not. See, they can't say pause because I didn't say lick it or nothing to touch it. I just said this man's nipple.
Skip that next question. Skip that part.
Clinically, a man's nipple is called a spondrel.
Okay.
I've never heard of that.
It's useless. It provides no sustenance and it doesn't lactate.
So when you lick it, do they feel a tingly feeling?
Yes.
I lick nipples.
Yo,
that's that feeling. Oh,
I'm logging off.
She made me have to drink with both hands. What is wrong with you?
What's wrong?
Yeah. Hey Nisha, give her that mother look. Aaliyah, stop it.
I'm
Listen,
just curious.
we're not gonna get into the sexual forces of the nipple.
I'm just saying, do they feel it or not?
I happen
On my chest,
to, sweetie, but listen to what you're saying. That shows how nasty you are. You're talking about filling. I said a man's nipple is useless because it doesn't produce milk.
That's what
I
he
heard
said.
that part,
I
but
didn't say. I didn't. No, that's a whole nother story
you
on
said it was
arousal.
useless though. So that means you can use
Useless
it
for
something.
okay.
Lactating.
When you look at
Lactating.
a woman's nipple, it's useful for what? Nursing a child.
Survival.
There you go, survival. A man's nipple is not useful for that. Stay focused,
I feel
woman.
you. I feel you, Dr. Johnson.
She's waked
Yo,
She's waked up.
yo,
She's still
Jay,
gonna. Hey, she's still gonna go out and try to test it out though.
Jay. I listen. I love you guys. I charge a lot of money for interviews. I don't charge y'all, but I'm gonna tell y'all, somebody need to deliver me some Masters Blend Hennessy. Because this woman's driving me nuts. I ain't gonna show you what I've been doing, but it's empty now. Let's just say it's empty. Dealing with her.
I picked one for Christmas.
All right, I need one.
Yeah.
So a man's nipple is called a spondrel clinically because it produces no lactates or no milk, if you will, right? So many theologians believe, and I won't say just theologians. I gotta say theologians because some scientists don't believe in God. Many people believe that a man's nipple is just the symbol to show that we were created, first, and then our nipples are a connection, if you will, right? Because why do we still have nipples and they're useless, right? So when we get into the bonding chemical for what a mother uses to nurse her child, they figured that was the same chemical for men when it comes to monogamy, but we don't have a baby suckling at our teeth, so that doesn't count, right? So then some studies went on about prairie voles, some studies went on about lions, whales, penguins, sea otters, dogs, wolves. A lot of studies went on into monogamy, right? Who in the animal kingdom is monogamous? And to be honest with you, the only animal that they found was monogamous was a prairie vole. A prairie vole mated with its mate for life, right? Lions, gorillas, etc., they have prides, if you will, or they have a subsector of women that they take care of, whatever. Prairie voles are the only species that we can say they get together, that's it. Well, in a prairie vole, we found the chemical vasopressin. So that led to a study of men that were married 10 years or more. So men married 10 years or more had a large amount of this chemical called vasopressin in them, right? So vasopressin has now been clinically diagnosed as, or clinically qualified or classified as, the male monogamy chemical. Now, mind you, we're 2020, right? So that means 25 years ago, this kind of knowledge didn't exist, right?
Facts.
So now that I'm on the ground level of it, which, like I showed you guys the textbook, it's in the textbook, the ground level study of almost figuring down to the DNA strand if a man is predisposed to cheating. Now, I talked to some investors of mine that wanted to invest in my lecture tour, and they was like, do you know the probabilities of a pharmaceutical company creating a vasopressin test that could be administered over the counter? So instead of a first date going to a nice dinner, the woman can actually stop at a pharmacy and pick up a vasopressin test to see if her man has the actual DNA symbol of infidelity or a non-monogamous man. And I said, dude, that's why I keep silent and I make sure my phones are not tapped, because that could change the relationship idiom, if you will. Like literally, we can have tests to prove if you're born predisposed to cheating, right? Wow. But that's not. I'm not signing up to that, and it ain't gonna happen because there's no way to really test it. But back to vasopressin. It has been found that the only thing that can damage this portion of the brain, where the receptors for vasopressin are at, is cortisol.
Okay.
Right. So let's go a little bit further. Let's go a little bit deeper. No, not steroid. Cortisol is the homeostasis chemical in our body that brings us calm, brings us back to normal, right? But cortisol is the most powerful hormone in the body because it basically can shut down the hypothalamus from letting go any other hormones. And we're talking about testosterone, estrogen, oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin. When cortisol kicks through the body, it's trying to calm the body down so it won't implode. So it shuts down every other chemical, right? Well, you guys understand that when a fetus is inside of the mother's womb, it doesn't touch the mother's blood. It doesn't touch any part of her, actually. Her body's trying to kill it, right?
Yeah.
Well, only thing that can touch that brain is what we call cortisol. So here's some groundbreaking information. It's cheating in our DNA, 100%. But guess where it comes from? A woman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A woman
Yes, sir.
A woman dealing with a woman is pregnant. Okay, so y'all understand something, right? We're all on the same page biologically, right? We're all females until week 10, right?
Yeah.
Of pregnancy. At week 10, the Y chromosome, if it's present, it kicks in what we call the anti-Müllerian hormone. Now, I'm not going to start this because, like I said, I love LGBTQ. I love everybody, right? But if you do studies on the anti-Müllerian hormone, that kind of proves that statement or answers the question, can you be born gay? But that's a whole nother story. Anyway, when an anti-Müllerian hormone kicks in, our gonads, which will become your ovaries and become my testicles, they're the same. When that anti-Müllerian hormone kicks in, it starts to form all of the, and it only kicks in if the Y chromosome is present. If the Y chromosome is present, the anti-Müllerian hormone kicks in and the gonads start to lower. And that thing you guys, I don't want to go here because it's kind of vulgar. But a woman's vaginal area, right? The
vulva.
Yeah, all of that good stuff. That same material sinks on down and forms into what? The ball sack.
Yeah.
It's the same tissue. After birth, any of you guys that have kids and you had a boy, if you ever look at a baby boy's testicles, they're so black and blue, right?
Yeah.
Well, once that starts to harden and the blood coagulates, all that good stuff, it forms a sac to protect the gonads. Women, the uterus forms a protection shield for the ovaries, right? So at week 10, when we start to form our male circuitry, if a woman from week 10 to week 24, 28 is dealing with the following: a cheating man, fearful that the man that impregnated her is leaving, she's cheating, which causes anxiety and cortisol pumping through her body. She then, with the cortisol that runs through her body, can guess what? Burn the circuitry in the male brain that would receive the vasopressin chemical.
Wow.
So in essence, a woman dealing with a cheating man or worried about a cheating man can do what? Create a cheating man. And it ain't the man, and remind you, we're talking about a fetus. The fetus doesn't know about cheating. We're talking about the circuitry that when he does find a woman, he's trying to connect up here, that monogamy bonding thing, right? But the receptors are not there, or they're not useful at the time. So I can't give it away now because it will be discussed in my lecture, but I am on a level of understanding how do we build a man to be professional in monogamy. And I have some groundbreaking evidence here. The women on the panel, how many of you guys believed in the guy's theory of 90 days? I won't say his name.
Oh, nah.
But the 90-day theory, right? You got to wait, right?
90 days.
How many women here subscribe to you need to let a man wait before you give him your lumps? How many of you guys agree?
Nobody that you don't.
Hey, they subscribe to my new theory. They don't want no smoke with me.
Nobody's waiting.
But let's just put this out there. So many women classify when they have sex with a man based on how he's earned it or the timeline from it, right? Well, in actuality, if we go back to prehistoric times where we had the term hunters and gatherers, Guess who wanted to have sex quickly?
The
Female.
women.
Not men, women.
But it's still
They
happening.
do
But
now.
the female just trying to. It's still happening, but the female
Trying
just
to
trying
play it
to
off.
pretend it.
Yeah.
So you own it. You own it. You're
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah,
You
the
own it
women.
100%. Women want to mate quickly. Men don't. So let me give this theory. You need to understand is this. So I
Can I
live in
say
LA.
something?
Who said say who? Aaliyah?
Me.
Oh, not you.
Me.
Oh, yeah, you. My new favorite person. Go ahead, please.
So a woman, and we can all agree to this, a woman can see a man and know if they're gonna have sex with them or not immediately.
Yeah.
A woman can meet a guy.
No, I take that back. Don't take that back. It's not see, it's smell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Smell. Pheromones.
Right. Immediately.
Pheromones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no.
Do you want to know
if
why
they're
though?
going to have sex.
Well,
or
hold on,
not.
hold on.
So that
Is
kind of
natural
like proves
body
that theory.
Okay.
Do you want to know why?
Go ahead.
Tell me why.
So when we meet, pheromones go into each other's nose and it registers in our hypothalamus, right? And those pheromones are basically DNA resumes, right? So when our hypothalamus receives your pheromones and mine going to yours, our hypothalamus is basically trying to get out nanosecond data saying, oh, wait a minute, we can mate because their immune systems are alike.
Wow.
So it's about immunocompatibility. That's why we have so many people having kids with people that they hate. It's not that you hate, it's not that hate stops you from producing a child. Actually, you guys are actually immunocompatible. You guys' immunities are compatible. Your immune system are compatible. That's what makes you so horny. Is your immune system's like, yo, we can procreate with this person because they have the same kind of immune system. The second part of that is how many women on this panel have a son? Is the son past 12 years of age or 13?
Yeah.
Yes.
How many of you guys used to love on your son, kiss him and hug him and all that good stuff? And then one day he just woke up like, stop touching me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why that happened? I'm sure you do.
It needs to be rejected. Yeah.
No, who said that? What needs to be rejected?
Girl,
The son needs to
started
reject
smelling
us at
the
a
girls'
certain time.
pheromones.
Hold on. What Sassy say? They need what?
They need to start to reject us.
No.
As
Why?
mothers.
Why?
Hormones.
Because they got to go get their own mate.
Nope.
Why?
Nope. God is so amazing how he created our bodies. There is a chemical in our body that when we reach puberty, it makes our mother's scent repulsive.
Damn.
So we would not have inbreeding.
Oh, good.
You know what? That is, I know that's accurate.
I think you see the name? I studied this.
I know that's accurate. And the reason why I won't say why, but I know that's accurate.
Say why.
Our boy can't take a hug on the street.
Hey, somebody put it up. Story time. Say why.
It makes a mother's scent repulsive to the son.
It
So
does.
therefore he won't have any intimate thoughts about the female energy that's in his circle.
That's good.
Okay, this is scientific data. Okay, it repulses, the mother smell repulses the young man. So that's why we have the brain so focused when it comes to cheating and monogamy, right? So fast forward. Two people hate each other, but they produce a child, right? That's because evidently they had something else there and it wasn't sex. It was the fact that they can procreate, right? Fast forward a little bit further. We see vasopressin in a situation where bonding is necessary. So back to my statement. I live in LA. I'm a diehard Kansas City Royals fan because I'm from Kansas City. I love baseball. If any of you guys have been to my Facebook page, dude, I sit behind home plate and you spend a lot of money for them seats because I love baseball, right? Out here in LA, there's only 2 bars that show the game, right? So if I don't have the MLB package, which I do, but let's say I want to go out and watch the game, there's only like 2 bars, one in Santa Monica and one in Willy Hills that shows the game. So let me show you how a woman wins me over, right? not Chris, but my brain, right? The vasopressin, right? Instead of sending me text messages of boobies and vaginal pictures, you bond with me by doing things that are unsuspected. So let me give you one thing and then I'll go to the LA portion. I have a friend now that is not now. I'm not saying now because y'all need to be in my business. But I had a friend come into my life, and within 5 days, she had already sent business my way. So whoa. Forget your boobies and your booty. You helping my bottom line and my economical status?
Exactly.
Nick, we bonding.
There you go.
You could come up and show up naked, but if you got a memo in that hand about somebody that wants to purchase something from, we bonding, right? So let's look at that part, right? But now look at the general part. If a woman wanted to bond with me, here's how she could do it. Not about her sex, not about her BJ game, if you will. She would call me. You at the office? Yeah, I am. Come downstairs. No questions. Okay. Where we going? None of your business. We get to the restaurant that shows the Royals game. We got the table right in front of the TV, and my nachos have been ordered with a side of yak.
Wow.
Now that's bonding.
Yep.
Those kind of instances will bond me to her more chemically than physically.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, can a man be born predisposed to infidelity? Yes. But can it be changed? Yes.
Yeah.
It's all about how you bond with them. You guys are in New York, so I don't want to be stereotypical. Not you, Aaliyah, but the others. Jay used to always have Timberlands on. Am I correct? That's the term?
Yes.
Tim's.
Hold on, Playboy. Hold on, Playboy.
Yeah. I'm not trying to clown, but is them the same ones? But like, no, I'm joking.
Yo, the closet is
this
real.
Man, we be in 100-degree weather, going to South Beach, and this man got on Tim's. I used to look at him like, dude, are you getting ready to go? I was looking at him like, dude, are you getting ready to go change tires or something? Like, we going to the beach, bro. Ain't no construction work over there.
Right? No, man. Right? No.
So I'm bringing that up to say this. Let's say Jay was trying to bond with a woman, right? And she just happened to be at a shoe store and found some unique Timbs in his size. And just came to his office one day and was like, babe, I saw these. They look good on you. Drops them off and walks out. That would do more damage than her sending him a naked picture. Because she just basically bonded with his inner thoughts and his inner self, right? So I believe that, yes, a man can be born predisposed to infidelity, but they can be rerouted and changed according to the bonding tactics that you use before intimacy.
Facts.
Drop the bag and go.
Listen, I'm not trying to give away none of my game, right? But Jay, he know me from Miami. So I'll say this.
Sir.
Back in the day, I don't want to say this because I don't want nobody to bring this clip up and say he was a player. But let's just say I used to do my thing back in the day, right? And Jay can attest. I was an athlete.
I got the clips.
Hey man, burn them. I was an athlete in Miami working for a very powerful radio station where we drove the culture, right?
Yeah.
I was one of the first dudes during when we started to create Memorial Day weekend in Miami. I was one of the first guys that brought a lot of sponsorships. I had Hypnotic. I had my own hotel where we did a whole event, right? So I was like really in the middle of that culture, right? But a lot of my friends were athletes, rappers. My first mentor was Andre Rison. I love that dude to death. He helped me start my first company. But like Bad Moon Rising, right after the Left Eye thing, like he was my mentor. Like I was around really rich, famous dudes, right? Because I was an athlete, right? Well, I'm at a party with them. This was back when Puffy and them was coming down there, and this was back before rappers was talking about popping bottles. This is when we were doing it right before they started talking about it in the song. So here I am in the VIP section, all of these wealthy dudes with diamonds shining and buying bottles and all this stuff. And here I am sitting in the corner. You can ask Jay. I used to chill. I used to just sit back and chill and watch, chilling. But every night, you better believe your boy left with 1, 2, 3 of them. No jewelry. I ain't bought near bottle. because I used to be a club owner, so I understand about markup of 300%. I ain't giving that away. But I would leave with 3. And so one of my homies played for the Miami Dolphins. And one day he pulled me to the side like, yo, CJ, how you do this? What you doing? I said, well, I'm not a shiny guy. I sit back and let y'all shine. But my confidence that I can still hang with y'all while y'all shining and it don't demoralize me, that makes me more appealing to the women that ain't trying to look at the shine. So I used to always tell them that I would tell a woman this when I first met her. Not Chris now, I'm holy. I love the Lord. I drink holy water on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Jesus juice.
Yeah.
The old Chris used to say this to a woman back in 2001 to 2006 with Jay Newman. The old Chris would say this to a woman. Who said so?
Let me get a pen and paper for this.
Okay, get ready for this. The old Chris, the old CJ used to say this. I don't care if I have the biggest you ever had or the smallest you ever had. When I get inside your head, I'm gonna make you think it's the biggest you ever had. And walk away. Women will look at me like, what? At the end of the night, who they running after? Hey, yo, let me holler at you real quick. So what I'm saying is, it's mental.
Yeah.
And having women at my disposal, if you will, back in the day, never fulfilled me. So that's what I'm trying to say. Women may want to have sex quickly with men, but we need to change the scope and let women understand that is correct. Y'all do want to have sex before men.
Yeah.
So stop talking about I'm making the man wait. Stop that, because y'all don't. Y'all making stuff up.
Yeah.
And then start spending more time trying to understand your man or the man that is your possible suitor, because he will be pursuing, no doubt, because we're hunters, we're predators. But try to understand his likes. And I'm telling you, one thing here, one thing there, y'all bonding more than what you could bond by giving him a hot sexual night.
Yeah, don't have no dudes waiting for 5 years and all them stuff.
Facts.
No, all that's bullcrap. I used to tell women this: I don't care if we sleep together on the first night or the 230th night. It ain't gonna change how I think about you, because I'm studying you, not what's between your legs. Because I can have sex with any woman I want, and a woman can have sex with any man she wants. Let's just be real honest.
Yeah, be honest.
So it ain't about sex. It's deeper than that. I told a good friend of mine, I tell him this, and I tell this in some of my lectures. The average, and we're getting into sex talk, and I really don't like doing this because I want to put up a warning because I don't know who's watching. But I'm gonna jump off into this as PG as I can. The average female apparatus can only operate anywhere between 20 to 28 minutes without outside lubrication. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So whether if they're talking about going all night and all that, that's fine. But actually, the actual apparatus can only go so long without outside lubrication, right? The average man apparatus can only work anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes of actual work, right? Unless you got some good guys that are healthy and take care of themselves. We can go a little longer, right? Look at Aaliyah. Look what I did to Aaliyah. I got it. I
saw that.
Put this in the archives.
I saw that.
So let's just look at this. The average sexual episode, scientifically, without outside lubrication or outside stimulants, can really only last anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hang out with you to have sex with you. I'm trying to hang out with you to find out if we can enjoy each other the other 23 hours.
Yeah.
We need an extra mic to drop in here, man.
If we can have sex for an hour, that's cool. But what are we gonna do the other 23 hours? If the other 23 hours, I'm looking at you like you get on my nerves. Stop breathing.
We need an extra mic for a mic drop. That's classic.
What are we really doing here, man? So I try to tell young, some of my young hoppers, some of my young killers out here. I try to tell them, they come to me like, Doc, what can I do? I want to marry this chick. I want to do this. I try to tell them, man, don't look at a woman for what she can provide for you in the boobies, the booty, the coochie, all that stuff. Look for a woman that you can spend 23 hours with and enjoy all 23 hours. Yeah. Sex is easy. Sex is easy.
Very.
Sex is easy. But can you hang around me long enough in 23 hours to where I don't look at you and be like, you know what?
You're disgusting.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
Yo, your boy used to be so bad. Listen, don't laugh at me and don't listen. Hey, I need y'all to delete this after I say it because I don't want this coming up in the future. Your boy, back in the day in Miami and when I first moved to LA, I used to be so bad that let's say I did engage in some extracurricular activities, I would make up some reason why I gotta leave. Your boy was so bad that I would walk her to the car, get in my car, drive around the block, make sure she's gone, and I'm pulling right back in to go to bed.
Stop right there.
I used to be bad, bro.
Stop right there. Don't incriminate yourself no more.
I used to be so bad. And hopefully those women are married now and they will not be looking for me because I have a beard and no one knows who I am. But when your boy used to have long hair and have braids, oh, I was bad. And so what I'm saying is, knowing that I lived that, now that I'm older, I realize where my fault was.
Yeah,
I was too busy chasing women that I wanted an hour of fun with, not women I wanted 23 hours of bonding with.
True.
Females are like, what was I even thinking?
I don't want no smoke.
Yeah. On that note, Dr. Johnson, man, I gotta thank you for giving us this time, man.
Jay,
As
real
always,
quick, I don't want to tease nothing. right? But y'all gotta bring me back one more time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Here, let me tell you what you gotta discuss. We're gonna discuss next time. Listen, can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
I got you.
B fella metal thing. B fella metal thing. Now I could be saying it wrong because I got a long tongue, right? But it's B fella metal thing, right? Aaliyah, chill out. Aaliyah, chill out. Chill out. Aaliyah, chill out,
You see the poker?
Chill out, cuz.
Up with her.
No poker face.
That's Edward Scissorhand right there.
Like no poker face. No, Aaliyah, will you chill out? Star me out.
Oh my.
But
she looking at that clock on the wall. That's what it is.
Hey, but B fella thing is actually what's in chocolates. But guess what it is? It's actually the love hormone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that.
And we're gonna tease the next show with this one statement. Back in the day when women had a heartbreak, they always went to what? It was a famous commercial one day, and it was called bonbons.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
When women have heartbreak, the first thing they run to is chocolate.
Yeah.
Why?
Get that good feeling.
That's for the next show.
It's the aphrodisiac.
What she said?
That's for the next show. I ain't giving y'all no data.
Jan in the corner. What she said?
Aphrodisiac.
She said aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, but trust me, it's not. It's deeper than the aphrodisiac. But you're so close.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Right. What are island people that want to correct me? Is it conch or conch? It's what? Conch, right? Conch.
That's an aphrodisiac.
That's a natural aphrodisiac.
Oysters too.
Oysters, yeah.
Oh Lord.
Kinda, depending on the maturation of the oyster.
Yeah.
But conch is one that's literally been proven to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
But that's the next. That's another time. I don't want no smoke.
Q and Noah's gonna be at the conch shop tomorrow.
I don't want no smoke.
Hey, that's old news. That's old news. No, but I just drink a conch soup coming on my way. Yeah, that's old news.
I don't want no parts of that.
I know, man.
Also, hold on. You gotta hold on. There's another one too. There's another one.
2 guineas and a conch soup.
No, not that. Well, that too. There's one more. All right.
Go ahead.
Hey, listen, y'all need to chill out because y'all accent and saying that probably got y'all Caribbean women on here wanting something. Y'all better chill out. So they be knocking at y'all door. I can't even sound like that.
Hold on, what we got? All right, hey, somebody read that for me. I can't see that.
Much love,
Much
everyone.
love, everyone. We need more deep conversations like this on the regular. Can't wait for the next one.
Yes.
Salute.
Everyone, I want to thank y'all for participating tonight. We again, we try to educate and try to entertain as well. So once again, I want to thank Dr. Johnson for taking the time out to bless us once again. Yeah, we would definitely be going into part 3.
Nothing but love to all my loved ones. I love y'all, man. Nothing but love.
We need to start our part 3 with where the hell that ring part coming from? What we
No,
got?
we doing the chocolate. It's a short.
Hold on. What you say? Hold on. I didn't hear you. What you say? What come into play?
The ring. Why giving a ring?
Okay, remember when I said about Ruth, right? Back in the day, there was an exchange of goods.
Yeah, with the shoes and all that. Yeah.
Right. Remember that, right? So back in Africa, there wasn't a ring. I believe our young friend Aaliyah, who's my best friend, I believe she has a tattoo on her ring finger. Is that correct?
Yeah, she got a mouth. She got a hand over her mouth now. Right.
Well, it would be more. Right. It's more insignia, if you will, right? The ring, if you come on. Let's be honest with you, right? Gold, silver, even platinum was not discovered until after we had been on this earth for several years, 100-some years or more, right? Yeah. But marriage has been around since the beginning of time. So it wasn't so much as a marking. It was more of a trophy, if I can say.
Symbol.
We can't really say symbol because if you mind, and I've shown you that, I don't need to give you a symbol, right?
Trophy.
So when you get when we get in latter years of human existence, we find what we call deterrents.
Okay.
And those, right. And those deterrents happen when we look at back in the day when men had to go to battle. So when men had to go out to battle, we have to look at the fact that there were still men left in the town. And so there were different things that could be done. It used to be insignia. Like I'm a Sigma and I have several brands, right? Well, my brands come from Africa when we were all, people don't understand the fraternities and the connection with brands. Our brand, the branding factor that we do is based on, forget them. We're talking about Sigmas. But
the Omega one a lot.
Forget them. They got that from us. But anyway, when you look at Africa, when we were all of one color, if we had territorial wars, which we did, how would you be able to know your kinsmen if y'all the same color? So the branding started, his story, but I think it's pretty accurate. The branding started when a young man reached the age of 15, 16. It was his rites of passage, right? So he would go out and perform activities that show he could deal with himself or he could be a warrior. At the end of the whole celebration, he had a ceremony where he was branded, if you will, with the tribes. When we were, mind you, we can talk about this another episode, but we were not kidnapped. We were sold to people by our own people. Let's keep it 100. Stop giving these people all this power. They didn't come kidnap us. They didn't come dupe us. No, we had some people that was like, yo, these people ain't no good. Y'all take them in exchange for some other stuff. Let's just keep it 100. Yeah, let's just keep it 100, right? But anyway, when the European slave masters saw us arriving on these shores and also saw the Olmecs that were down in Mexico with the same kind of insignia, they started to use it to mark cattle and start marking property. So that's where the brand got diminished, right? So what I'm saying is this. We had physical insignia through ceremonial things that we did, but then also when gold, silver, guano, all that stuff became more popular, then we started to see the adorning of jewelry and things like that. So the ring can be looked at today as a symbol of she is taken, so she doesn't have to say anything. Or he is taken, so he doesn't have to say anything.
That doesn't work.
And actually, to be honest with you, this could be for the next show.
Yeah.
Y'all, most people wearing it on the wrong side. Let's just be real.
Well, stop right there.
Oh, next show. Stop. Yeah.
Stop right there. We're gonna bring that up on the next one. We definitely gonna bring that up on the next one.
And on the wrong hand.
On the wrong hand.
Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Educating. Yeah, I want to thank you, Dr.
No
Johnson.
doubt. We
Once
family.
again, we're gonna set it up. I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna set it up. Going
No
into
doubt.
the new year. Got
No
a lot
doubt.
of stuff. A lot of stuff for the barbershop coming up in the new year.
No doubt.
But okay, a reminder to all our friends out there and family out there. You can find us on iHeartRadio. So download the iHeartRadio app. You can find us on iHeart. Once again, you know, IG, Facebook. That's a normal thing. YouTube, of course. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, and all the platforms. So once again, I want to thank everyone tonight for participating in this. Now we know so much more. We're educated. We know that females cheat more than men. We know why they cheat.
Yeah.
Yo, man, stop putting gas on the fire, man.
We found
I
out.
had to get it out there, baby. I had to do it.
Yeah, we
But
found out who want to do more than who.
On a serious note, we also learned that as human beings, we have to start showing more love to each other. For males and
doubt.
females, we have to start communicating better with each other in order to save what we have for the next generation and to teach them better than what we are doing right now.
No
Start
doubt.
calling her sisters, man, and stop calling her sisters.
Yeah,
man.
in light of that, I want to tell all my beautiful Black females on the panel, I love y'all. Yo,
We love you too.
thank
love
you
y'all
very
too.
much. Dr. Johnson, you know me and you go way back. It ain't nothing but love.
Hey.
Nothing but love.
No doubt, man.
What,
Nothing
you
but
don't
love.
you don't love the islanders no more, dog?
No, not after
Well, I'm
y'all
not gonna-
corrected me.
And
Yo,
the ladies.
love and
Island.
respect. I'm out, y'all.
Much love,
This-
man. Much love.
All right,
of
peace
y'all
out,
be
y'all. This
safe
phone
on
about
your
to die.
journeys.
Johnson.
All
See
y'all
y'all.
be safe on your journeys, man. And God bless. And yo, before I go, you know what I always say at the end of the show?
Story
Yeah.
time.
Go out in the world and be somebody. God damn it, go out in the world and be somebody, baby. Yo, God bless all of y'all, all right? Live at the barbershop, baby.